I've grown to accept that I'm going to be causing trouble, spiritually speaking, wherever I go for the rest of my life. And it's not like I'm necessarily trying to or wanting to. It's just because I'm moving in a way that exudes freedom, exudes joyful stoicism, and that exudes this pleasant life that is in accordance to God's laws, statutes, and commandments. And if you're anybody that is like me, you're probably going to understand this whole message that I'm about to give you guys, because every single time I go out into the world and I'm like, hey, you know what? Let's try this again. Let's try society again. And it's not like I'm trying to enter into the world or whatever like that. It's just that, all right, I'm going to give people another go. You know, maybe people really have started to change for the better. Because it seems like that's the case, right? It seems like society is moving in a better direction, even though there's still a lot to be done, and we're still in a war, we're still in a fight for censorship and all these different kinds of things. You know, maybe every single freaking time, like, I'm so sick of society. I'm so sick of dealing with these stupid people that are so arrogant and prideful that they don't even see it. Okay, they don't even see that they're the ones being arrogant. They're the ones being this prideful, whatever they've got going on, and they're so jealous of your wildfire-like quality of freedom just radiating from your being. You know, when you're around a good, free soul, there are usually one of two things that are going to happen. You're either going to feel really good around these kinds of people, or you're going to be really pissed off. And you can tell who's a hater and who's a monitoring spirit based off of who's pissed off, that you're just living your life. You're not in control of anybody else except God. And they hate that. Oh man, they hate it. Oh, they just cannot stand to see somebody like yourself who is just living their life and minding their own business. They're not trying to pry into other people's privacy or live other people's lives. You know, they're just living, and they're not trying to get into anybody else's business. You're not trying to get into any other's business, but they will. These kinds of people that are jealous of your power, that are jealous of your spiritual authority, when they can't catch you in a lie, they're going to be pissed off because you tell the truth. You live the truth. If you live the truth, there's going to be no way, in any way, shape, and form, that these people are going to be able to catch you in a lie, because you know the consequences of lying. You know the consequences of not being truthful to who you are and what you're about. You know the consequences to not standing up to God's law, statutes, and commandments and the faith in Him. You know what else I've noticed? These people are jealous of your connection to God. Not only are they jealous of your power, they're jealous of your connection to the Most High. And that has to be among the most insidious ways in which I've seen. I don't envy anybody that is closer to the Most High than me. In fact, I would love to learn from those kinds of people, because I don't really know, and I'm not trying to be tooting my own horn here or arrogant. I literally just don't know many people that are levels closer to God. And I don't necessarily mean that it's a hierarchy, because it's not a hierarchy. The hierarchy in how earthly things work is not the hierarchy in how the kingdom of God or the kingdom of heaven works. Okay, it's just not the case. And it's because, what does our God do? If you are a follower of Jesus Christ, what does God do? Who was God on earth? Who was He? He was a carpenter, so He built things, and He created things, and He also was what? He lived basically in poverty, and He had to learn the uncertainty of poverty, because if you don't necessarily learn the uncertainty of poverty, it's going to be hard to appreciate when the good stuff comes. And you might not even be ready for that good stuff when it does come, because you're so looking outward to what's outside of you. And you're going to piss off these people's demons. You're going to be pissing them off for sure. And it's too bad. it's too bad that we have to piss off these people's demons because they haven't dealt with what's going on in themselves. And the fact that we're just living our lives is going to cause them distress. Man, I'm so fired up right now. I'm so pumped. I just cannot believe the kinds of people that are out there. I really cannot believe how people, and this is something else, is like the nice religious person, whether they're male or female, are oftentimes, in my experience, the most dangerous. Because they're going to be going behind your back. They're going to be they're like the haters on YouTube, but in real life. And they, like, they only want attention. Like, they admire you and they love you, but at the same time, they freaking hate your guts. They want to talk to you because they want to get to know what you're about, who you are, why you're doing what you're doing. But at the same time, they hate it and they want to see you fall and they want to see you smashed. And they don't even know how to hide it at certain points, because especially if you are emanating this wildfire-like energy of freedom, man, forget about it. They're not gonna be able to hide anything from you. They may think so. And the best way to go about these kinds of things is just to stay humble, to be understanding, but to not take it too seriously. Take it seriously, but don't take it too seriously. And they'll say things like, oh, people aren't going to believe anything what you're saying. Like, you're crazy, you're this, you're that. Nobody needs to believe me. Nobody needs to believe anybody. All you need to believe in is God, or have faith in is God. And guess what? I'm not God, so that's okay. But I know that through my faith in Him, I will be justified. And I will be saved. And I have been saved. Because I also know that once saved, always saved. That's not a thing. It's a constant renewal. And that's what so many of these religious people get wrong. These nice religious people, golly, it's just so freaking nuts. Like, these people are so nuts. They're so jealous of your connection to the Most High God that they're willing to, they're basically the Pharisees. Like, where do you get the authority to do this? You're so young. You're so this. You're so that. How do you have knowledge on this? How do you have wisdom on this? Who have you been talking to? It's like, I've been talking to God. Who the f you been talking to? I've been talking to God. It's not my fault that you don't want to have a personal relationship to God. It's not my fault that you don't want to have an understanding with life itself. It's not my fault. Stop taking it out on me. Okay? It's not me. But guess what? Because we have the light of Christ, the people that are actually true, that are actually understanding what I'm saying right now, they're going to be the ones that are persecuted spiritually. And this is why I understand that I'm going to cause trouble spiritually wherever I go. Because I just have this natural ability to release people from their bonds when they're around me, and they can feel free to be who they are, but then who they are is actually quite ugly sometimes. And then they don't know how to handle it, so they'll rephrase their image, try to make their image right again. And it's like, you guys, y'all are silly. Y'all are silly to try to do this. Image doesn't matter. Well, okay, how do I say this? It does matter. Image does matter, don't get me wrong. But it's not the image that you are. Like, you are not your image. You're not the appearance of who you are. But your appearance is a mechanism in which people can associate who you are and how you live. You know what's crazy also is you'll get compliments from these people. I just thought about this. You'll get compliments from these people about how, for me example, they'll literally compliment how great my beard is or my hair or whatever, which I'm very grateful, and I just say thank you. Just a very calm, cool thank you. It's very kind of you to kind of return a compliment. But I don't necessarily need those anymore. I don't need compliments. It's always great to get them, but I don't need them. And so when people try to flatter you, first sign of a demonic spirit or a monitoring spirit is somebody's trying to flatter you into getting information out of you. And you know what's crazy is I want to be more open to the world. You know, what I've realized is I'm actually a very social person, even as an introvert. I love socializing. I really do. I just don't like socializing with bigots and zealots and idiots that think they know everything and then they look down on you while telling you they're not looking down on you. I'm not looking down on you, but you really don't know what you're doing. And also, you think that you know things, but you don't. Okay, what do I don't know? Okay, I'm willing to take correction. Well, you know, you do that. Okay, what's wrong with that? Well, and then they don't have an answer. It's like, well, then if you just want to control me, and you can't tame me, you can't tame us, you can't tame this. We are godlike savages as men. That's who we're striving to be. If you don't like that, that's fine. Don't try to control me because you can't, even if you wanted to. The only one that can control me is God himself, because I've given my life to God. I've given my body to God. I am a vessel of his will. And there's nothing else I would rather be in this life. Am I speaking a word today? Am I speaking to somebody? Who am I speaking to today? I want to hear this. Because, man, we don't need this kind of stuff. We don't need this stuff every day. But, you know, it's just going to be what it is. And we just have to accept it. It's annoying, but it gets me pumped up as well. It makes me feel like we're back to really getting things moving again. Because guess what? We're the future, they're the past. We're the future, they're the past. And you know, if you're in this video and you're watching this, say, "We are the future" in the comments, all right? If you are looking for a community that is growing in mind, body, and soul each and every day, for the women, we're encouraging warm, inviting, feminine, empathetic women and godlike savages to join the community. We have the free Discord channel as well as the paid community for the Regal Change Academy. In the paid community right now, we are going through the Legends of Stoicism class series. We have a bunch of other classes available for you that you can do on your own time, such as the Godlike Savage class, meditation workshop, entrepreneurial minds to get started with an entrepreneurship, or however you want to look at that, to start a business. And then also we have other forms of calls as well, weekly calls, a Maps of the Psyche class that we do, a weekly Bible study, and a weekly Regal Assembly call. And all of that for just $20 a month. And it's a month-to-month basis, because I'm not going to charge anybody excessive fees like, "Oh, just purchase my $4,000 course and then you might get benefits." No, that's not what I'm about. That's not how I live my life. That's not how I run my businesses. Okay. Then also for the free Discord, you do have options to check out there in the free Discord for the free ebook that's available, as well as a meditation guide and fitness guides as well. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all of you guys tuning in, all the subscribers, the followers. I appreciate everybody moving from the YouTube platform over to X, Rumble, and Instagram recently. I appreciate your support. And with all that being said, stay shining, stay bright, stay like that godlike savage or warm, inviting, feminine, empathetic women. Let these people hate you and move on with your life. Peace, everybody, and all of you.